Mabuhay! Welcome to Philippintastic, and we are here right now at Sandbar Island and Concepcion.
Mabuhay. This is Kevin. I'm an American expat living in the Philippines. Today we're going to go visit the white sandy beaches of Sandbar Island in Concepcion, Iloilo. So the journey northeast is about 2-hour drive from Iloilo City all the way up to Concepcion, and luckily you can take a series bus for about $3 US. Joining me on my venture is my wife Joji and stepdaughter Sean. Some really beautiful countryside on the way to Concepcion. You can see the Iloilo Mountains, which the Philippines is on the Ring of Fire, so you get quite a few of these upheavals of land, which results in beautiful landscapes like the Chocolate Hills that are located in Bohol. And if you take the bus, remember the roads are not that great. As you can see, Joji's having a hard time to drink water. Also, wear comfortable pants. As you're traveling through the countryside, you can see a lot of variation in housing. There's a wide gap in the amount of money people make here. The average salary in the Philippines is only about 160,000 pesos per year, which averages out to be just about $3,000 US. So that's not entirely a lot of money. The median salary is about 13,000 US a year. So if you're making that much, you're considered pretty rich. And Joji's still having problems drinking her water. So whether you take a bus, a jeepney, or even a private car, the roads are going to be bumpy just like this. When it comes to jobs here in the Philippines, if you're not a Filipino and you're an expat, it's very difficult to find anything other than doing like tech work. And that's only if you live in the cities like Cebu or Manila. Most people choose to do online teaching as a form of making income, but as far as finding an actual in-store or in-office opportunity, it would be very difficult. But for the future development out of the country, I really enjoy seeing the schools that are out in the provincial areas because they're always very nicely manicured, very brightly painted. So you can tell that the Philippines really takes pride in teaching their children and making their youth be a happy one. And after a very bumpy but scenic ride, we finally reached Concepcion, and Sandbar Island is up next. When I'm traveling, I like my internet to be fast, secure, and private. That's why it's a good idea to use a VPN service like NordVPN. NordVPN comes in handy if you're a frequent traveler. If a platform isn't available in your country, simply change your location. It just takes one click. Open the map, click a location, and you'll be connected in seconds. Try NordVPN today, and you'll get a risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee. Don't forget to enter that promo code expat247 for even more savings.
Welcome to Concepcion.
So after arriving at Concepcion, it's about another 30-minute boat ride to actually get to the sandbar. Now the tourist office will actually try to charge you about 3,000 pesos, but if you go downtown and have lunch go walk down around the docks, we actually found a captain that was willing to take us for $2,500, which is a much better deal because we basically got the boat for the whole afternoon for a little bit cheaper. So after a very long journey, we finally reached our destination, and we're not disappointed. It's a very beautiful beach, white sands, crystal clear water. I mean, you can walk out all the way out maybe 50 yards and still see your feet. The water remains pretty shallow because it is a sandbar, so it never really goes up maybe past your midriff. And aside from the occasional floating plastic bottle, the garbage really wasn't that bad. And again, the water was crystal clear and felt like warm bath water. All you wanted to do was lay there and soak. You could probably actually walk between the neighboring islands when the tide is down. But the last bus out of town leaves about 5:30, and the boats generally seem to take off around 4:30. So we took our last few selfies and group shots and decided to head back to shore. But overall, I would recommend Sandbar Island to anybody looking just for a short day trip, or even longer would be better, so you can explore all the other beautiful islands and their beaches as well. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and the bell, so you won't miss out on any more mediocre entertainment. Salamat.